What's up, it's Gene, your coach and motivated impact storyteller. This ingenious self-discipline coaching. And today I want to talk to you guys about self-awareness. Now let me give you my personal definition of self-awareness. Self-awareness is a deep and honest evaluation of our own emotions, attitudes, and behaviors. And I truly believe if we want to become more self-disciplined, we must be aware. We must acknowledge those things in our lives that we are using as an excuse on why we lack self-discipline. And I'm a firm believer that these excuses come from the empty closet moments or moment in our lives. Now, I'm sure you think to yourself, Gene, what do you mean by empty closet moment? Well, let me explain. When I was 11 years old, my little sister and I just got home from elementary school. We walked inside the house and to our surprise, our mama was standing in the living room wearing her white nightgown. She was crying. I walked into my mama and said, "What's wrong, mama?" She said, "Junior, go in the room and ask your dad if he's going to leave us." Now I was confused on why my mom was crying because I knew my daddy worked at the railroad, so maybe he was taking a long trip, maybe he was going to another country. I have no idea. So I walked to the room and said, "Daddy, mama said you're going to leave. Is that true?" He said, "Oh no, son, I'm never going to leave. I'm going to put us in a better home outside this bad neighborhood." So I walked back to the living room and said, "Mama, Daddy said he's not going to leave. He just told me." Now, my mama walked off. I kind of knew, even though I was a young kid, that she did not believe me. And over the next 2 weeks, I started to notice that I didn't see my daddy around the house. I walked into the kitchen. My mama was cooking. I said, "Mama, where's my daddy?" She turned around. She was crying her eyes out. She said, "Junior, your daddy gone. He left 2 weeks ago." Now, I didn't believe my mom because in my mind, I could not fathom my daddy telling me as an 11-year-old he would never leave the family and then leave. So I ran into my parents' room. I opened up my daddy's closet door and it was totally empty. And at that moment, I felt I wasn't good enough, I wasn't worthy, and my life had no value. And that was my empty closet moment. You see, the empty closet is a metaphor that represents those times in our lives that we felt we wasn't good enough, we wasn't worthy, our life had no value. And many of us don't deal with these moments. So therefore, we use them as an excuse for our lack of discipline. And that's exactly what I did in my life. You see, throughout my teenage years, I was skipping school, I was doing drugs, I was hanging with a bad crowd. And when my mama asked, or my teachers asked, or the principal asked, "Gene, why can't you get things together?" my excuse was, my daddy left the home, I don't feel I'm good enough, and on and on and on. And because of this excuse, I lacked self-discipline in the classroom. I lacked self-discipline on the basketball court. I lacked self-discipline just getting things done. But that excuse allowed me to have a lack of self-control. That's why I was doing drugs. That's why I was skipping school. That's why I was disrespecting teachers and saying I couldn't control my emotions and all these things. I was using the empty closet moment in my life as an excuse to lack self-discipline and to engage in a lack of self-control. And it wasn't until I acknowledged my empty closet moment, I acknowledged the fact I was using it as an excuse for my lack of self-discipline, that I was able to turn myself from that excuse and start to engage in the self-disciplines that that allowed me to start doing good in my education. That's why today I have a master's degree. That's why I'm an author. And I got away from the things, the lack of self-control of hanging with that bad crowd in the hood, of doing drugs. And so today, that's why I have so much self-discipline and I have so much motivation, because my self-discipline is the key to my motivation. And it's the same thing with you. But you have to be self-aware. You have to be real with yourself about the empty closet moment or moments in your lives that you are allowing to be an excuse for your lack of self-discipline. Because that excuse is the feeder of your self-control issues. So if you want to enhance your self-discipline, so you can be motivated, achieving your dreams, achieving your goals for the new year, for the present day, you have to acknowledge that empty closet moment in your life that is keeping you from enhancing your self-discipline, that is being an excuse for you to engage in a lack of self-control. And that will be one of the steps you must take if you want to enhance your self-discipline so you can become motivated and develop a worthy to be great mindset, that you're worthy of achieving greatness when you're going after your dreams and your goals. But that is not going to happen if you're allowing your empty closet moments to be an excuse for your lack of self-discipline. So I want you to take the time to write out to yourself, what is my empty closet moment or moments that I'm using as an excuse for my lack of self-discipline? And if you want a tool that's going to help you in this process, my first book, Overcome Your Empty Closet, has a workbook inside of it in which you can ask these questions and many other questions that will help you to start to deal with that empty closet moment. Because if you don't deal with that moment, and if you're allowing it to be an excuse for your lack of self-discipline, you will never develop the discipline that's going to allow you to become motivated so you can develop a worthy to be great mindset and start to go after your goals and dreams. And if you want to get this tool, you could click the link below or to go to genemosley.com and get the ebook or the physical book, or go to Amazon. But I encourage you to get this tool. The ebook on my site, I think, is the best for you to get that can help you go through this process. Or you can just take a piece of paper itself and write out, what is my empty closet moment that I am allowing to be an excuse for my lack of self-discipline?